Here are the top stories. The Oyo State House of Assembly has backed Governor Seyi Makinde's call for a United Nations probe into the Orire school children abduction, rejecting the Senate's opposition to move. Lawmakers say an international investigation would strengthen security frameworks and prevent future incidents. Amnesty International has demanded the release of activist Jonah Bonnet, who was arrested in Kaduna for criticizing Governor Uba Sani in a viral social media video. The group describes his arrest as a clear abuse of power, noting he committed no crime. The family of 26-year-old physiotherapist Mary Habila has announced a burial for Friday, July 17 in Kaduna State. Habila was found dead at the residence of Minister of Works David Umahi in Ebonyi State on June 27. Minister Umahi has ordered an autopsy and denied allegations of secrecy, saying the matter was promptly reported to police. Multiple groups, including the Nigerian Women International Alliance and the Southern Kaduna People's Union, have called for an independent probe. The Lagos State House of Assembly has budgeted 20 billion naira for perimeter fencing, drainage channels, and landscaping at the permanent legislative quarters in Ikeja. The allocation is part of a larger 55.47 billion naira residential project for lawmakers, even as Lagos faces a housing deficit of approximately 3.4 million units. Reverend Benjamin Okwi Madu, a 54-year-old Nigerian Catholic priest, has reportedly died by suicide in the United States after being redeployed back to Nigeria. The incident has raised concerns about the mental health pressures facing clergy members. In Osun State, alleged APC thugs led by a figure known as Ojuyobo have killed a young man in Ikire amid rising political violence ahead of the August 15 governorship election. Governor Ademola Adeleke has urged the British government to impose visa bans and sanctions on opposition leaders he accuses of sponsoring attacks. The British High Commission is reportedly monitoring the situation. A Kogi court has remanded activist Farouk Ozigi Onimisi in police custody over alleged social media posts about the state accountant general. His wife says he is ailing and awaiting surgery. The Nigeria Democratic Congress has demanded his immediate release, calling it political persecution. Former SDP governorship candidate in Gombe State, Kelmi Lazarus, has defected to the PDP and declared support for Professor Isa Ali Pantami ahead of the 2027 elections. The African Democratic Congress has demanded an independent probe into Mary Abila's death at Minister Umahi's residence, accusing the Tinubu government of running a cabinet of cover-ups. A military court-martial was reportedly stalled after detained Army Captain Mohammed collapsed following convulsion and seizure in a 30-foot underground DIA detention facility. A federal high court in Abuja has ordered the final forfeiture of 48 properties linked to former Attorney General Abubakar Malami to the federal government. Justice Joyce Abdulmalik ruled that Malami and his correspondents failed to prove the 180.4 billion assets were acquired through legitimate income. The court spared 9 other properties, saying the EFCC did not establish sufficient evidence. Malami is separately facing an 8.7 billion naira money laundering trial. The Delta State Police Command has arrested 40-year-old content creator Ifeanyi Ogbonna, popularly known as Odogwu of Asaba, over the alleged rape of a 20-year-old woman who later died by suicide. Police say the suspect allegedly lured the victim to Asaba under the pretense of training her into content creation. Rescued Oyo school children have recounted their 56-day ordeal in captivity, describing how kidnappers beat them and forced them to sleep on the ground. Principal Alamu Folawe had earlier disclosed that 2 teachers, Michael and Deacon, were deliberately killed. by the abductors to pressure the government. And that's your news roundup. Thanks for watching.